They have desk selections that range from modern and contemporary to traditional and elegant. With a large selection of sizes, finishes, and styles, you can design an office just the way you need it. An office you can be proud of. The Office Furniture Outlet in Corona is just south of the 91 freeway in McKinley at 284 DuPont Street, or visit ofousa.com. That's ofousa.com for the Office Furniture Outlet in Corona today.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Psychic Love Doctor Show. I'm Deborah Lee. I am the only living subject matter expert for the personal prophecy card reading method, which if you're new to the show, I'll explain a little bit in a tiny nutshell. My grandmother taught me this method of perceiving the future from ordinary playing cards approximately 35 years ago. In the time where she did pass away, about 2 years later, I did as much research as I could with there being no internet during those days. And while I did find all sorts of different methods that use ordinary playing cards as a vehicle for perceiving the future, I did not find any that were like hers, her method, I mean. And what makes me say that is what we're able to do when I'm giving you a reading is we're able to project into your future intuitively, and if we don't like what we see, we can improve it while we're still in the present, which I think is an extremely dynamic and empowering tool. So I'd also like to welcome my fabulous co-host, Lisa with an E.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be spending my Friday afternoon evenings with all of you. As always, Shabbat Shalom to all my friends celebrating. I'm here to provide the voice from the licensed professional counselor and national board certified counselor perspective. So we do like to keep it lighthearted and fun, but I'm going to give you my honest professional opinion and sometimes my personal one. So
yes,
there you go.
And she's quite astute in her assumptions and her her insights that she's able to share. So I am very, very pleased to have her aboard. And behind our technology, we have Dare the Hubster, who is actually Daryl, who we so lovingly love to have running our show. So those of you who are joining us live on Facebook Live on the Psychic Love Doctor Show page, if we should happen to lose the feed, just hang in there. We'll be right back. Sometimes, Lisa, I think we just melt the waves out there with all of the hotness of the show. What do you think?
I would say it's our beauty and hotness just from us, but all right, I'll go with that.
So with that said, how about that big bombshell that was announced last night straight out of Hollywood? The whole Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux divorce.
I know. I totally missed that. You know, I was a really big fan and advocate for the two of them. I thought, here we go. Jennifer Aniston went through that whole Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie embarrassment where they met on that set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then she came back around, met a super hot guy, got married, and I'm thinking, oh, yay, a happily ever after for Hollywood.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of a psychic soup moment here where I will share with you what I determined in my perceptions of reading Jen's cards today, as well as Justin's. And first, though, we want to put out that, well, we got to put out a little teeny bit of a disclaimer that these readings that we do for celebrities or public figures are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They, you know what I mean. They're not necessarily literal, and we should not take them as verbatim truth. They're just a little bit.
So you won't see the reading all over Star Magazine, although that might be fun.
No, and you do want to take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but I do want to mention here that on a previous Psychic Soup moment, This is going back before they got married, well, soon after they were engaged. I do recall the cards told me that Jen and Justin, well, let's put it this way, the matrimonial clock was going to be ticking as soon as they made those I do's. And boy, oh boy, 2.5 years later in marriage, they are going separate ways.
Aw, he's cute.
Well, he is, and she's rather beautiful.
She is beautiful.
But, I think a lot of this was two people trying to mesh distinctly different personalities. This is what I gained from my readings that I conducted today for them. There's a lot of acrimonious energy around them right now. Well, of course, Justin wanted Jennifer to primarily live in New York City. I mean, he's got that bohemian spirit. He's a motorcycle guy. He looks good in leather.
Yes, he does.
And he likes to entertain all sorts of different groups of friends. He doesn't just want those that are in the biz. So on the other hand, I saw that Jen, well, she's a little bit more staid in her way of life. She enjoys Los Angeles. She likes having her big rolling mansions with lots of privacy. She loves to, it seems that she enjoys redecorating these massive places that she buys for millions, and then it seems like nobody ever really lives in them. This one is actually featured, the one that they have in Bel Air, is being featured in Architecture Digest, I believe it is. And it's interesting, it was a tip-off to a lot of the gossip folks in Hollywood that as soon as a home is featured in that magazine, next thing you know, it's on the market. And sure enough, as of today, that house is now, I don't even think you can call it a house. It's more of a
showplace.
Oh, God, yes. Yes. And so the cards did show me a few interesting details that I thought were worthy of sharing here. Jen is really projecting herself to all of the media outlets that she's fine. She is so fine. And when you're the counselor here, Lisa, whenever you have a client that comes in and says, I'm fine, they're not fine.
They're typically not fine. And, I mean, there have been very amicable partings. I didn't, Gwyneth Paltrow and her Coldplay husband, I don't even know his name, had that famous uncoupling where they co-parent their children. But I would say from what I see walk through my door, I personally haven't seen a very pleasant amicable split. They always have their ups and downs, and there's always the rockiness, and there's always that fake Facebook where we're great, we're awesome, but behind the veil of that technology, there's a lot more going on.
Oh, and the muck is running deep with these two. I perceive that he wants what he put into it. I mean, this guy doesn't want to just pack his crap and leave. He wants what's coming to him financially and otherwise. So right now, everything is all neat and tidy with them. They put out this eloquent statement last night through her press agent, I believe it is, and it was all, we're going to stay friends, and I just love them.
How lovely. I would love to have a parting like that. And no, I don't want any partings. I take that back. But if I were to have a parting, I would like one to be just like that. We're just best of friends.
Well, and guess what? The cards raised the old BS flag on that. Oh, yeah, this is the calm, baby, before the storm. This is two people trying to act very civilized.
Oh, yeah.
For one thing, she did make sure she had an ironclad prenup.
Well, there you go.
That woman is worth $200 million. He's only worth a paltry $20 million. So anyway, the cards did show that, Jen has always gave off this persona of being very calm and in control, and she's poised, and I mean all these wonderful things. But I'm going to tell you, this is one time that I feel reality is going to come up and bite her hard in the butt, because all these years that she's acted like nothing ever bothered her. Well, those dogs just ain't going to hunt this time. So I do feel that she will gravitate toward Brad Pitt. But in what I'm seeing initially, and probably for the most part, is that they would work together on a project.
Okay.
Now, they did start their own production company, I believe it is, before they divorced, which was called Plan B, if I'm correct. And it was some kind of a bone of contention during their divorce. But I am seeing in the cards that they will work on some projects together. As for Justin, I think a lot of what you've read in the press about him, the jealousy, the infidelity, the secretiveness, blah, 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 I think it's all true. From what I've seen, this man is...
For shame.
Let's put it this way. Justin Thoreau is a fabulous boyfriend, but he sucks as a husband. He simply is not husband material, despite what the publicity mill is churning out. So I think we all should buckle in for a rough ride, because we're going to hear all sorts of sordid things.
Oh, that makes for good magazine sales.
Oh, it does. And
It
you know,
does.
if you're going to be in the public eye, you're going to have to get used to your laundry being aired.
Good luck.
I mean, making all those millions and, you know, the fame and all the benefits of rank that we would say in the military community, and you got to pay for that somehow. And if you have people that are running out to see your movies and, you know, picking up magazines because you're in there being interviewed, I think you owe them a little something.
I do think that's part of the job.
Mm-hmm.
Where maybe you have some component of a private life, but at some point, because of what you do, you really can't just go to Walmart in the middle of the night and not be spotted. It's just the way it is.
True.
And someone wants a picture with you.
And I think, though, as the whole Hollywood scene is starting to change now away from that whole glitzy, glam, women are being harassed environment, I think a lot of changes will be coming where it's going to become more transparent, more down to earth, more real, for heaven's sake. I mean, the days of the, well, we don't remember because we weren't alive then, but back in, say, the 30s and 40s, the movie studios owned you, and there were all these they were clauses about morality and, you know, and I think they're actually going to find some wonderful changes coming out of all of this. So the one thing I hope, and I can't get off my soapbox about this, and then we'll get to some readings, but the one thing that kills me is the amount of ageism in this country. Never bothered me before, but now that I'm, you know, above 60 in age, and these are in people years, not dog years, I find that, yeah, we deserve some, what would you call it, like being recognized and acknowledged that, hey, we are some of the most reliable and trustworthy people in the world to depend on. We don't have young children at home. Okay? We're not running around with Tom, Dick, and Harry until the wee hours of the morning. Well, if we are, we make sure that we've got our monster drinks for the next day. I'm just saying, it's good that things are evolving and that we are moving toward a greater level of acceptance and balance. I like that. Balance. So, do you have our number ready?
Yes.
The magical number?
We would love to hear from you. If you'd like to chime in on the topic or call in to have your reading this evening, the call-in number is 909-792-5222. And shouting out to Chris, Colleen, Casey, Kurt, and Caroline. All the k-k-k sounds tonight. Hey, how are you guys?
Are they on Facebook Live?
They sure are.
Yep. Remember, you can see us in action on Facebook Live while we're talking to you tonight.
That's right.
On KCAA.
909-792-5222. We do like getting messages. We love them. We love it when you type in your reading question, but it's far better for you just to call in and talk directly. It just kind of helps things, and we can ask questions.
Right. We can interface with you where we really can't out of just a flat sentence.
Absolutely.
Now remember, just because this is called the Psychic Love Doctor Show doesn't mean the only questions that we can give readings to are on love. Oh, contraire.
That's right.
No, it can be on your career, your family, coworkers, friends. What am I missing? Money.
Oh, money.
Money is big.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Daryl's bringing up something from last week about the craziest reading I had ever conducted for anyone, and it was on a, how can we go about this in a very nice and classy way? It's too early for us to start getting spicy, isn't it?
I'm trying to think of even how to reference it or frame it, but does the hot dog fit in the donut hole? That was the question.
She kills me. I think that just about conveyed the picture. So please, if you've got a question, and it doesn't have to be anything funny or lighthearted, we do cover a lot of more serious and weighty issues. So how was your Valentine's Day, everybody? I know a lot of people say it really kind of sucked.
I heard a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
I did from my friends, and like people put so much weight on this one day. And you know what? I have never liked Valentine's Day because there's this pressure to like buy overpriced flowers and candy for one day. That stuff should be going on all year round. And if you don't get something on that one day, it's kind of like you're like the loser of the world.
Well, what I like to do is I like to provide or do some gifting to friends that maybe aren't going to receive a romantic gift for Valentine's Day. I go out and try to find something that really speaks to me.
Yes, and I have a beautiful flower garden that's not dead yet, and some awesome balloons that are still floating in my house. So,
Yeah, and you know, that is a really nice way to convey on Valentine's Day that you care for somebody. It doesn't always have to be this romantic, you know, heavy message. How many women expect engagement rings on Valentine's Day?
What is that? That's the worst time ever. No, don't do that. I did send one of my friends out in Cleveland an anti-Valentine's card.
What kind of card is that?
It was a card with a broken heart on it, and it said, I'm replacing a letter here. It said, Duck Valentine. That's the kind of Valentines I like to send. So 909-792-5222. We would just love to have a chat with you this Friday, but we can always turn to Ellie and Andrew.
Yes, you have a message, don't you?
I sure do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ellie says, I am such a frequent listener of your show, Deborah Lee, and you are the most amazing ever! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. I am still pining after Andrew and don't know what he wants, if anything. Do you have any insight?
Now, you might say, hey, didn't you do a reading on them last week? Here's the thing, and this is the reason why I keep my private readings that I do for clients so inexpensive.
Yes.
One reading, it's not a one-stop shop where I guess if I paid somebody like $300 or $500 for a reading, they better cover everything.
Right.
And they better do it well. So, no, for me, I'd rather keep it reasonable because life changes from moment to moment, really. And somebody that maybe has walked away thinking, oh, I'm not worthy enough for her, or I'm just going to get my heart broken. Sometimes we'll find out as the days pass that their emotions change.
Yes.
And this is when they will do a turnaround in terms of wanting to, you know, run back and make that relationship better. This is why I say 90% of partners ultimately do return after a breakup. May not be for a year, 2, 5, but I tell you, it eventually, you know, it's amazing how they will realize what they had when they don't have it anymore.
That's very true. And as you're doing the 24-card layout,
yes,
I'll just give you guys a reminder. The number is 909-792-5222. And kind of poning on what you said, that the cards do give you that sense of this is where you are and this is where the energy's going. And I can say from a therapeutic standpoint that people change and relationships are co-created. So one person could be going along and thinking one thing and suddenly something hits them and they want to make a change. But can they, should they, will they? Because people tend to live in their heads a lot, don't know, and it comes down to basic communication always. I'm always harping on over-communicate, over-communicate, over-communicate. What I like about the cards is that, Ellie, we know where you are with things. We don't know where Andrew is. And what Deborah Lee is going to be able to tell you is maybe where his head is right now. So if anyone out there in Radio Land wants to know what your significant other is thinking, you better call us now.
Or Facebook Land. Whatever land you're in.
La
Even
la.
if it's La La Land. Yes. Well, here, Ellie, if you're listening, and I bet you are, here it is again. I'm seeing some secrecy on his part. If he has gone radio silent with you, I feel that he is involved in other areas of his life right now. And there, is that better? And there appears to be, what would I call this? Like a sentimental revisiting of his marriage or long-term relationship that he's no longer in. and possibly spending times with friends that are around that. It doesn't mean that, Ellie, he's lost interest in you or that he's, done. It just means that right now he's preoccupied with other matters. And these cards are extremely good when it comes to matters of the heart. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker, really. The ironic kicker in all of this.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
Andrew, all right, this is so typical. I love this. Andrew is so afraid of his feelings for you, Ellie, that he figures the winning move is not to play. So he's trying to stay away from you, but you are sexual napalm to this man. And yeah, I know I stole that from John Mayer, what he said about Jessica Simpson. But truly, she is where he gets spellbound when he's in her presence. So Ellie, if you really care for this guy, just kind of wait it out. Everything, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are some of the best relationships. Give this guy a chance to get his head straight.
Do you think she should wait around, or should she kind of move on and see what else is out there in barn door number 2?
Oh, yeah.
How's that stable going?
Oh, definitely. I would say go out. Don't sit in a chair and just wait and, collect dust. You don't want to do that.
No. I'm an advocate of not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Your life has to go on. But I really feel that this is an unfinished story for Ellie and Andrew, and if he would just stop running, take those shoes off, Andrew. He's wearing these fantastic Nikes where he's leaping buildings in a single bound to try and get away from her. And you know what? She's the best thing that ever happened to you, boy.
Oh, Ellie, you must call the show next week and give us an update. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love these continuing sagas. They're my favorites. Episodic. Yes. Episodic here on the Psychic Love Doctor Show.
And besides, we are nosy as
yes, we want to know. 909-792-5222. And I believe we have Peggy from Oklahoma.
Hello there, Peggy in Oklahoma.
Hey there. It's not about me tonight.
Hey!
But I just wanted to do a reading for my grandson.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've raised him since he was 3. He's in college now.
Okay.
And I would like to know if everything's going to be all right in case something happens to me.
Oh.
Well, that's sweet and bittersweet at the same time.
Well, I'm 70, so.
Okay, I understand. Any other close family members besides yourself who's raised him or been around him?
Well, his dad lives next door, but he doesn't have much connection there.
Okay.
Well, his dad should get off his butt and start.
This past year he's done a little bit to help him. But
okay.
Michael
he should get busy.
His mom died when he was 5.
Oh.
Wow.
And I do. He's
want
more
you
like
to
a
know.
son than a grandson.
Oh, he is definitely.
Absolutely.
He's like your own son.
Really.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I want you to know, first of all, you're not going anywhere for quite some time. So this I clearly see. You still have a lot of living ahead of you. So take good care of yourself. Make sure you're getting enough activity. That can be the worst thing for people, is living a sedentary lifestyle. You got to get on your feet.
I believe it. My dad's 75, and he gets up in the morning, and he goes and goes and goes, and boy.
Yeah, it really does a lot
for
and keep that mind working. They have all these things out now, word games and things. You got to keep your mind active. But for you, hon, you come from good stock. From what I see here, you have, oh my goodness, I would not be surprised to see you not only turn 100, but go beyond that. So you got a long time.
That sounds good to me.
Well, I want to tell you about your darling grandson. There's going to be, I feel, a wife coming for him.
Hey.
And a family. And he is really going to cherish the upbringing you gave him, because you taught him an awful lot about family. You gave him a sense of family. And he's going to actually find his own happiness. It's like a beautiful little vine-covered cottage, and a lovely home. I'm hearing 3 children. So won't that be nice?
Oh, yeah. I love
yes.
grandkids.
He has had struggles over the years, I see. But
Yes.
he's working through them now. And you said he's in college, correct?
Right, first year.
I think that he's really,
No.
yeah, he's entered a period of expansion where he is going to grow and, shift and change and turn into the man you always hoped he would be. And you watch. Did we go down?
That would be the best thing that.
Yes, it
happen.
would. And I'll tell you, there is definitely a wedding here, but I'm not sure if it's for him or if it's for you.
Oh, we're going to pause to ponder that one and take a quick break for a station ID.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
And we're back. The saga continues.
And Peggy's on the phone, on the air with us. Peggy, you still there, or did you pass
Oh,
out
yeah,
from
still
that
here.
piece of research?
Nothing to
I'm
keep
still
you younger,
kicking.
like a wedding.
Well, if he ever shows up, it might be one.
Oh, I think he'll come along right when the time is perfect for you. Do you get out and mix and mingle at all with the community? I mean, are you doing any volunteer work or even holding a job, doing something
No.
that gets you out the door?
No, sometimes I go to the river and walk for 2 or 3 miles. I
That's
used
good.
to go to Case Center and do some, walking up there, but I haven't done that lately.
Well, you may get a hankering to go and maybe, say, volunteer a little bit, answering the phone. I'm seeing it at, say, a hospital type of atmosphere, or what would it be? I don't think it's a nursing home per se, but it could be assisted living,
Oh.
doing a little bit of outside work, a few hours a week, and I'll tell you, it will speed up this fantastic king. We don't want to call him a knight.
I like it.
We'll call him a king that is destined to enter your life. And it'll begin with some lighthearted banter, like a fellow that will say, come in every day, where you find yourself holding a little spot, and he will make some humor with you and tell you how pretty you are, and you'll think he's just full of hot air, but the truth is he's actually very sincere. So, yes.
Aw.
So to answer your
Okay.
question, yes, your grandson is going to have a wonderful future. You have a very long life ahead of you and lots of good health. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We get out to places like rivers and oceans, or into the country, the woods.
Mhm.
Though there's a lot of those negative ions out there that are actually really good for the mind, body, the spirit.
Mhm.
Where here we are in offices or studios, as it were, and we're surrounded by all these electronics, and that's going to give us
Yeah.
the positive ions that are really going to play havoc with
Yeah.
our just
But
about
I can be
everything.
on the
Our
river
system.
and I just
Yeah.
feel so peaceful.
So take care of yourself, Peggy. We love hearing from you.
Okay, I love you girls.
Oh, we love
Oh,
you too.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was nice.
I like that. That's a great example of a reading that's not relationship based.
Mhm.
It's a relationship, but it's not romantic, I should say, based.
But if I see something in there like this that would really resonate for you,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if it's off your question topic, I will definitely, pipe up with that and let you know.
Oh, yeah. 909-792-5222. Love to have you call into the show. Deborah Lee here is the only living subject matter on the personal prophecy method, using a regular old deck of playing cards, right here live on KCAA
Whoa.
Radio.
I thought you had mentioned, just as we were going on the air, that you'd received a message from a lovely lady named Shannon who was wondering if she should send a letter to somebody she
That is
hadn't heard
true.
from.
So, Shannon, if you're listening, I had a little reticent, I guess, in bringing that up because I know it's been an up and down day for you. So, Shannon has been involved with this person. It's a long-distance relationship. They had a bit of a conflict, and he hasn't been speaking or replying to her messages. And the suggestion was, hey, go snail mail. Go old school.
Exactly.
text messaging is not working, so she doesn't know, is that going to be a positive outcome and get him to respond to her, or is it really going to be just, now I'm throwing a stamp on a piece of paper and I'm still not getting a response? What do I do?
That isn't right. That isn't fair. When you have invested emotionally in somebody and then you just pull up stakes and go?
I have a problem with that. That, to me, that's ghosting. That's not adulting. That's not mature. It's not communicating.
It's cowardly.
It is. If you don't want to speak to someone and they keep sending you messages and messages and messages, then just say, you know what, I'm getting them. I'm not talking to you. But that's flat silence to me.
Yeah, don't make a fool out of them emotionally.
Right.
I mean, I've done that sometimes myself where I've knocked on a door, trying to make something up to someone that means a great deal to me, but they are just refusing to open that door. That to me is so, well, it's unkind.
It's unkind.
A person,
just say something.
Yeah, a person deserves to be acknowledged.
Oh, I'm peeking over your shoulder here.
Yes, I think it's going to possibly be just what is needed here. He doesn't know how to react. He doesn't know what to do, Shannon. I know these big burly men with all the muscles, and I mean they're strong, and they could slay a dragon. The trouble is, emotionally, they have hearts that are like bowls of jello, and they quiver and quake. And especially when it comes to real love, real feelings, this man is so terrified of being rejected that he doesn't realize his knee-jerk response rejected you.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say definitely a heartfelt letter.
Aww.
You know, don't kiss his rear end. I mean, be honest about your feelings and encourage him. I mean, God, we're all grown-up people here. You know, I think he could at least reach out. You have quite a meaningful relationship worth saving here. And somebody's going to have to make the move. Otherwise, you're at an impasse. And what do you tell people when they're, say, deadlocked?
The thing with gridlock is I say someone's got to hit the whammy button. He's not playing the game right now, and she is. So for me, it's, you don't want to put an ultimatum on it, because there's no ultimatum to be had when the other person's not playing the game. But it's like, how far are you going to extend yourself? And I always say, when it's bad enough, then you'll stop. It's not bad enough yet. When you've hit the tipping point and you're like, I have exhausted myself, I've truly done everything I can possibly do, then I know I'm done. Clearly, she does not done
And
yet.
you know, the thing is, a person with a hard heart really needs to work on softening that. Yes, we could have had all sorts of traumatizing moments in our lives. Some of us are actually walking sufferers of PTSD. But work on it. There's information. There's professionals available right in front of you on that computer screen. There's groups. There's a good friend you could reach out to. I love on Facebook. People put up they copy and paste this thing saying, the coffee is always on, and all you have to do day or night is call me. And I'm thinking, how many of those people would really?
I would.
I would too.
And I get hit up. I do, and that's okay.
Well, and maybe it's because of our profession that we're kind of already got our foot in that pool.
True. It's just free when you're my friend. Same advice, but it's free.
And she is not going to hand you, what is it, rainbows and unicorns. No, she's going to give you the
tough love.
The cold, unvarnished truth. And speaking of that, as in nice segue.
There you go.
We have Tina from New Jersey standing in the wings.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, how are you guys?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. You don't sound so well. Are you sick?
No, I'm well. Happy Friday.
Okay, now we hear you better.
Happy Friday.
Yes, no doubt.
Are you having an adult beverage right now, or just so excited to be talking to us?
So excited to be talking to you guys. I never drink. I'm just happy, drunk off life.
Yes!
That's the best way to be.
I'm drinking almond milk, so I am partying hard tonight.
I hope you would live a little dangerously. Put a little vanilla in there. I hope it's vanilla almond milk.
Have you called us before, Tina? You seem familiar.
Yes, I've called before.
Oh, great. Okay, well, refresh our memories on your situation and what you'd like to know.
I would like to ask about Rob, business with my friend Rob.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're kind of fading in and out. You're asking about Rob?
Yes, I would like to know about business with Rob.
Business with Rob. Are you looking for a business and pleasure or just business?
Oh, it could be both.
Yeah, I was wondering there.
There, I like
Because,
that.
it's all good.
Can't get nothing past you guys. You know you got to straighten it up.
That's it. Inquiring minds want to know and all.
Yeah, you got to call with the professional voice and a professional question, so you sort through it.
You can tell us anything, and we won't tell anybody else.
Just us girl talk right
That's
here.
right.
That's all it is. Friday night, girl chat.
As we broadcast to the
No
world.
one knows. No one knows. People think that they're going to call in and put their business on the street. And you know what? No one knows. No one knows. First names only. We're all good.
Right, and just think how many Tinas in New Jersey there are.
I have a
to
sister
be.
named Tina.
Oh, do you?
I sure do.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh, Tina, work is looking really good for you. Are you engaging in your own business enterprise?
Yes.
Well, I feel that it is really going to be a winning ticket for you. As for, is it Rob?
Rob.
Rob. Well, Rob wants to be as professional as he can be, and if you want something more, I think you're going to have to have to bust a move toward him. You're going to have to.
I'm dancing to her bust a move comment.
You're going to have to be the one to take the step. Because otherwise, I just don't see him breaking free of his professionalism.
Okay, that's respectable.
And what you should is make a deal, like a pact, a contract, that whatever we do after hours is not going to affect what we do during hours. So it's like two different boxes.
Playtime and not playtime.
Right.
Wait, how does he view me? What are you picking up? Like, how does he see me?
I'm sorry.
How does he see her? Well, it sounds like he wants to keep the business relationship professional. And if you would like to allude to maybe meeting outside of that working dynamic, you're going to have to be the one to really make it happen.
There's also another man around you, Tina. There's two men. I think you're going to end up having your choice.
Yes, I like choice.
Yeah, you've got Rob, and then there's another one who is also a contender for your attention. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure that things are going to work and mesh well between you and Rob, mixing business with pleasure.
But the business relationship, you think, is
solid?
solid?
The business relationship is very solid. The other man is kind of an interloper here, but he's bringing lots of goodies, lots of sugar. And I think that you could go for him in a big way. And that way, then you're not, mixing up your worlds aren't going to collide. You're going to have a business partner.
She can satisfy her sweet tooth.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, and what a box of chocolates, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, I come off as right. No, I've come to Rob. I made him, just see me like as really religious and serious. So that's what you're talking about. That's true.
Did you get that? Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, keep the business, it sounds like, and go for door number 2.
That's what I would say, hon. I would. So thank you for calling in. What? Do you have another quick question for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to, with Rob, would he be willing to invest a lot into the business? That's what I really.
So you think he'll want to invest a lot in the business?
Yes, but on that ground, you need to keep it very professional. This man is highly intrigued and attracted to your mind. He thinks you have a lot of business acumen, that she's a good, solid thinker. And the two of you together, it's a winning partnership. So I think, you should save playtime for somebody else. Because once you get those boundaries blurred.
It can be confusing.
Yeah, and then somebody's feelings get hurt, and next thing you know, you're left holding the bag on a business, venture. So no, I would say, let the new guy come along. He's going to be a lot more fun anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Tina. We now have Ann from Texas in the wings. Bye-bye. So, hey, Tina, call us again. We will look again. We will help you to navigate your future through this, kind of dark and twisty road of romance and intrigue, okay? Oh, I hope that means yes.
Excellent. 909-792-5222. And hi, Ann.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you this evening, Ann?
I'm doing great, thank you.
And what can we do for your pleasure tonight?
I've got a new job, so I just want to see what the cards say about my new job and anything else that comes up.
A new job?
A new job and anything else that comes up. All right. Are you looking for a new job?
Oh no, I just accepted a new job, and I'm really happy there, and I feel really good, and just want the cards to see if I made a good choice.
So she's accepted a new job, and she feels really good about it. Is curious what the cards have to say about it. Looking at the energy around that. And then, so Deborah is doing a 24-card layout for you. So she is going to look specifically for the answer for your question about how the energy around that new job is, since you do sound excited about it. But just like as you've heard throughout the evening, little bits of information seem to pop up.
Here and there.
Here and there. And she just might be telling you some really exciting news that you weren't even thinking about.
Here also, this is so instrumental when you are starting a new job. Finding out about the personalities you're going to be interfacing with, the different people and what makes them tick, and and who's the politician in the company, and who's the sneak, or who's the
gossiper. That's always exciting. Office dynamics.
Exactly. Right now I'm seeing this is a really good step for you.
Okay.
I do feel, though, it's not the end of your journey.
Oh.
Excuse me. I am thinking that after some time, and it'll be some time, that you are going to start looking for greener pastures. This is like a door that's opened or a gate that is opened. And while you're delighted with what you have right now, there's no reason you can't reach out to something even better. And it will come to you. I see this as an awesomely good step for you. Now, you've got like a fire in your belly to really make this highly successful for yourself. What you're going to need to do is not engage in the office politics or the atmosphere around you. Stay away from the gossips. Stay away from the I wonder what you'd call them, the the folks that
clicks,
are
maybe
the what?
Like any clicks that might be at work.
Be your own person, run your own race, and just shrug off everything else, because it seems like there's a lot of competition going on a very subtle level, and you're going to be hearing a lot of what is that phrase of passive
aggressive?
Yes, comments. Well, like if somebody were to come up to you and say something like, "Oh, gee, look at those nice shoes you're wearing. I guess I never would have thought to pick a color like that." Or, and you can hear the insult, but it's so subtle. So, just shrug all that off. But all in all, I do feel it's going to be wonderful for you, and sky's the limit.
Great. Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, and please stay in touch with us. We love to hear from you.
I sure will. Thank you.
Oh,
have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
At the start of a new enterprise or a new venture, it's great to get some insight.
It really is. 909-792-5222. On the West Coast, there is Brenda
from Cali.
Hello.
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I do have a question.
Okay. Have we talked to you before?
No, never.
Oh, she just seemed very familiar. But you know what that means when they're brand new.
Popping the cherry.
So to speak. Okay, just so to speak. All right, hon, what can we do for you?
I have a question. I'm in a long-term relationship, and if we were to marry, I wanted to know if our marriage would last and be a healthy one.
Oh, good one.
Oh, whoa, I would say that two people thinking about marriage and commitment never plan for that to end, because you always get married not planning marriage number 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
True.
You don't. You 5 and 6. When you get married, you're looking at for the long haul. But again, you're looking at a co-created situation.
Right.
It always
I've been
helps
through a
when two people are
divorce
100% invested into it.
And the thing is, marriage can be the worst thing to happen to a relationship sometimes. Look at what
Right.
happened with Jen and Justin
That's
that
true.
we were talking about earlier. Probably had they stayed unmarried, things might have turned out quite a bit differently for
I've
them.
seen that happen before, too, that people have dated for years and years, and it's wonderful, and then somehow that little magical piece of paper destroys everything. I don't know what that's
It's
about.
crazy, isn't
Right.
it?
That's why I need your help.
Well, what I want to say to you is, yes, I feel that this relationship that culminates in marriage could be really terrific and awesome. What I would suggest, though, is that the two of you make sure that you can always communicate and say how you feel. Lisa, I know you have a favorite saying here.
Over-communicate. There's no such thing as over-communication.
So you need to always be able to talk about anything and everything, because what I see here is there could be a tendency to kind of stuff things, keep it on, some things that just aren't brought out, that if you brought them out early, for instance, saying, I really can't stand the way that you chew your cereal in the morning. Sounds like a cow chewing its cud. If you save that later on, it can, explode.
Then that opens a suitcase of years of just inequalities and inequities and anger and angst. So just deal with it in the moment.
Yeah, do it in the moment. Then it gets blown away just like dust, and you can move on, because I do feel this is going to be the area that the two of you would need to really stay focused on, being able to share anything, talk about anything, and not let it fester. That's bad when things fester. So
Right.
I do feel that this is going to be a really good, happy marriage. Sincerely.
Okay.
I'm pointing to Lisa in the
I'm
layout.
looking. It is.
Yeah, so I think you got yourself a keeper here. There's an
Okay.
old saying out here in Virginia, where we are home to the largest naval base in the world. And the saying is, what is it, Daryl? I saw you getting ready to say it.
I don't know it. What is it?
There's many fish in the sea, but very few dolphins. So you want to make sure you've got a dolphin.
Oh.
Exactly.
And I think you've got one.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Please call us again or listen to us. We'd love to have you with
Okay,
us.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There are many fish in the sea.
There are a whole lot of fish swimming in the
And
sea.
the trouble is, if you are acting out of desperation or severe loneliness, you're not giving yourself the chance to make a really good quality choice.
No, because desperation and loneliness will lead to settling. And that to me screams, I need, not I want. There's a difference in a relationship.
Is. See, you're right. You're right. You should hold a marriage workshop one of these days.
Marriage 101. What to do, what not to do, and what not to say.
We're starting, yeah, no kidding. Could make $1 million with that.
Hey!
Before we get too short, and we are getting short, I want to mention that we do have an app that is free of charge. It's called the Psychic Love Doctor, and you're able to give yourself readings anytime that you would like to. It's amazing. Do you ever rely on that?
Yes, I love looking through that little app. If you missed the show or you haven't scheduled an appointment, you can just open up your app, ask your question, and boom, you're going to get an instant answer.
And if you look at the comments, it's kind of, funny in the sense that people either love this app or they really don't like this app. And I think it's because they don't get the answers that they want.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. So it is free. Now, here's a little glitch here. Right now, it's only available from your app store for Android phones. The problem is that our IT person, the designer, has to upgrade for what are the other?
iPhones.
Yeah, and it's a little bit tricky right now. So we do have a workaround. If you go to my website, which is psychiclovedoctor.com, you'll see in the pull-down menu it says free reading. Click that. Then copy the URL or the internet address, put it in your bookmarks, and then you still have access because that is the same app right there.
Perfect.
Yes.
So you can get readings 24 hours a day.
And then you won't need us anymore. I also do teach this method. Anybody that's interested, shoot me a message. We will send you out a completely free course so you can get a taste and see if it's something you might like to delve into much deeper.
Just think how popular you're going to be at your next party.
Oh, and it is like you're dealing crack cocaine, I'm telling you. Because once people find out that you are a person who can give them readings, whoo, boy.
That's it. You're done.
If anybody wants to be our last caller of the night, here's your chance, but you have to make it quick.
909-792-5222. I'm sorry. Make it quick. That's not what any guy wants to hear.
Let's get it over with.
Oh, 909-792-5222. If you've got that blind date you're heading into for the weekend, don't you want to know how it's going to go?
Look at that.
Oh, who's this? Let's see. Lena. Okay. Lena has a blind date tomorrow with Eric. How is it going to go?
Oh, boy.
See?
We're going to have fun with this
Put it out there and you shall receive. So this is what I often like to think about what Deborah can do, and that's metaphysical spying. So it's giving you that little glimpse of your future. Might let you know, is it really worth your time to go anyway? Maybe you want to get your hair done, your nails done instead.
True.
I mean, if it's not going to go well, unless you're getting a free meal out of it, then Lena, go right ahead.
Sit home and watch Netflix.
Yeah, there it is.
Order a pizza.
Oh, yes.
You know,
pizza always loves you.
Some dates, like blind dates, can be the near equivalent of having burning splints driven under your fingernails. You know?
Well, let's just go and see. Lena and Eric, blind date.
You know, Lena, I got to tell you, I think that you're in a transitional period right now, and maybe what you're needing is a transitional man. This could easily be, Eric could fit the bill here.
Hey.
Don't go in with too high of expectations. I feel you're going to have a really nice time, but if you go in, you know what I'm saying, when you go in expecting
greatness,
like Brad Pitt or something, you might only end up with, I'm trying to think who would be at the other end of the spectrum. You just might not get the full package that you're expecting.
That guy Julia Roberts married.
Oh, Lyle Lovett?
There you go.
Yeah, see, there, Daryl knows.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine. So keep yourself open and just get to know somebody new as a friend.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a great guy helping you to complete that transition. I think he's more in the way of Mr. Right Now.
Mr. Right Now. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Having a little friend, playmate.
He will get your juices flowing so you're ready for Mr. Right.
Hey, look, Maria from San Bernardino.
Oh, I don't know do we have time. Maria.
Hi.
Hi. I'm not sure we have time, do we?
Well, let's see. Let's get you a quickie here, Maria. That's the theme for right now.
Yes, a quickie would be good. That would be great.
Okay, really fast.
90 seconds.
What's your
question?
You know what? I just turned the radio on and I heard you. I don't have a question. I don't know. Anything you want to give me, just go ahead.
You know what, Maria? I'm just glad you called in. How about if you send me a message either through Facebook or my website, and we will line you up with a reading, because I can't work under pressure like that.
What?
Okay,
You're not going to do it's like CrossFit psychic readings. It's like, boom, what's your time?
I don't think I can. But Maria, I'm glad that you found us. This means now you know the way.
So you've left. Wait, how do I find you?
You can go to psychiclovedoctor.com, and you are able to send me a message, or you can go to our show page, Psychic Love Doctor Show, the Psychic Love on Facebook. Yeah, thank you, Daryl.
But up not every Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time on KCAA Radio.
Yes, we are here on the station that leaves no listener behind. In the words of my grandmother, who taught me this amazing method, to dream is to believe. And once you believe, you know what? All things are possible. Good night, everybody. We love you. Bye-bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.